and today I wanted to talk to you about my experience paragliding in Colombia. And I guess the best part about going to Colombia, of course, was Carlos's family. They were just the best people I've ever met in my entire life. Um, but one day they packed me up in a car, and it feels like we drove for hours up these huge, like, cliff type landmarks until we got to the very top of this area where they did the paragliding. And I remember like setting everything up and wondering if anyone else was going to go. And apparently it was just for me. That entire trip, all the trouble that they took was just for me to have the experience of paragliding. So firstly I felt kind of guilty because I didn't want to inconvenience them at all, but mostly I was completely scared out of my mind because paragliding for me, well, I thought it was like skydiving, and I have a fear of heights. I also have a fear of ants, and they were giant bullet ants, like the huge ones, um, hormigas culonas, big ass ants, just crawling around everywhere. And also, I did not understand 80% of what people were saying to me. So when I actually went to go paragliding, I gave them the money, they gave me the ticket or whatever, and then they put me in the harness and they were trying to explain to me what I needed to do, this crucial piece of information for landing. Because once we were in the air, I had to know like how to turn my body a certain way and push my hands back, and it was vital information that I did not understand at all. All I remember them saying was manos atrás, hands back, like behind you. And so that was what I knew. That was the only thing that I knew. And the entire time that we were in the air paragliding, I just kept listening for him to say manos atrás because I didn't want us to like crash and die because I didn't hear him or didn't understand him. So, honestly, I really loved paragliding. It was kind of like being in a giant human kite. It didn't feel like I was falling. It just felt like I was flying. So if you are like me and you have a fear of heights, I mean, really, it's not that bad. It's not bad at all. And I would highly recommend it. It's kind of like if you've ever been on the Zephyr at Coney Island or Kings Island, just like this, like a swing, where it feels like, I don't know, it feels like there is a string attached to it, and there's like a rope attached to it, so you don't feel like you're actually gonna fall to plummet to your death. Um, it feels very controlled. They even did acrobatics. I remember the guy asking me if I wanted to do like acrobatic stuff in the air, and he asked this in Spanish, but I was like, oh yeah, sure. And so he starts like spinning us around and upside down, and we're going in circles. I'm like dying. I feel so sick, and I'm trying to tell the guy to stop because I'm feeling really bad. And finally at the end he relents and decides to stop. And I was so sick for like 3 hours after that. I think I've been that motion sick a couple times in my life actually, but it was horrible. It was just terrible. And even worse that it was really hot outside, and we had a really long couple-hour car ride trip to get back. So that was just not pleasant. But I don't know, the experience itself was really cool. I like being able to tell people that I went paragliding because they all think that I'm some crazy brave daredevil when really I just did it because I felt kind of like, I don't know, partially obligated because they went through so much trouble to bring me there, but also like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. But landing. I heard the words manos atrás, and we just landed. Perfect landing. Actually, I kind of like crashed a little bit, but it was okay. Anyway, so if you're ever in Colombia, I highly recommend you going to Santander and paragliding because it is full up and awesome. Just hopefully you understand a little more Spanish than me. So, bye. Have fun.